episode 22 of Fist of the North Star, 1 point. The keyword for this episode is going to be power. Now, this was the last episode of the first part of Hokuto no Ken, the final confrontation between Shin and Kenshiro, and what I want to talk about concerning this episode is how Kenshiro got more powerful than Shin. Now, the answer is given in the episode. Shin actually is surprised. He sees that Kenshiro is not the same as before, and he asks him, how did you get this powerful? And Kenshiro answers, it's obsession, faith, willpower, however you'd word that. It's this thing that you taught me, that Shin taught him. Because the way Shin was more powerful than Kenshiro in the past so he could capture Yuria was because he had that obsession to get Yuria. Now, we said that Kenshiro's mistake was actually to put Yuria above the Hokuto Shinken. And what we said in the previous videos is that throughout these first episodes of the anime, Kenshiro more and more understood his responsibility and got faith, acquired, we may say obsession, willpower to satisfy his responsibility as the successor of the Hokuto Shinken and the savior of the last century. So what I will argue in this video is that the obsession that Kenshiro is talking about in this episode that he got and made him more powerful than Shin is not obsession to get Yuria back. It's to satisfy his responsibility as the successor of the Hokuto Shinken. The proof of this is that once Kenshiro gets there and confronts Shin, the first thing Shin tells him is that Yuria has forgotten about him. And that seems to be the case indeed to Kenshiro when he's there. And he says, it's fine as long as she's alive. But he doesn't get less powerful. Actually, Shin fakes killing her and then says, now your faith, your willpower is reduced. I think he says it's half as much as it was. So anyway, it's reduced. It's divided by 2. But he gets more powerful, but that's something else we'll talk about later, I believe. But wasn't it enough from the beginning to just say that Yuria forgot about him? But he didn't get less powerful. Why? Because as opposed to Shin, whose obsession was to get Yuria and that would, of course, he had to win her heart. Now, for Kenshiro, it was some sort of comfort zone to be with Yuria. But for Shin, it was a challenge. Kenshiro's obsession was more noble. It wasn't just to satisfy his desire and to get a woman and sacrifice the whole world, put the whole world into chaos to acquire Yuria's heart. It's to satisfy his spiritual, we may say transcendent responsibility in the image of his martial art, which is a spiritual martial art, the Hokuto Shinken, as opposed to the Nanto Seiken, which is a, let's say, physical martial art, to satisfy this noble spiritual cause of saving the world. And that's what actually made him stronger in this episode.